Hi, I'm Anita from Crafts by Anita, and welcome to episode 69 of Yarn with Me. Get your minds out of the gutter. Anyway, if you could be so kind to like, share, subscribe, join the Discord. The links are all in the description below. And if you'd like to purchase handmade items made by myself, you could do so at craftsbyanita.com. Anyway, so today's video, I am going to work on my queen size granny square blanket, postage stamp blanket, whatever you want to call it. It's a 2-round granny, but I'm not going to attach it to the blanket today. No, I don't need that nonsense right now. What I'm going to do is I'm just going to make a bunch of squares and then go through all the yarn, make all the squares, and then I will attach as I go. So right now what I've got on my desk are 10 very floppy cakes. This is the largest of the floppy cakes, so I'm going to go through and use those up first. I'm going to stack them over there to get them out of the way so I can grab the next one and go. So we're going to start with whatever this color is. Some kind of like reddish something or other. And I'm not going to set a timer. I'm going to keep track of my time in OBS. Because eventually I will want to have a break. About 30 minutes in. And I've got kids playing outside and then people upstairs. I don't know what they're doing. Scraping and making noise right above me, and I'm like, why is it they always wait until I'm doing something like this to start like working on stuff? And it's like, I'm not gonna do anything until tomorrow morning. Like I said well, today's Sunday, so all my the chores that I've got set that I'm gonna do tomorrow will have already been done. So I'm planning on cleaning out my fridge, taking out my trash, and cleaning the patio. And if I feel like it, I will sweep and mop the office area and the living room, because they need to be done. Everything else can wait a day or two so I can recover, because I'm still recovering from major surgery. My shoulder blades right next to my spine hurt really bad, so trying to lift or move or just raise my arm to do anything kind of hurts. More on my right side than my left. So that's been fun to deal with that. And I've got an appointment with my heating pad later. Can we not get the tail caught? There we go. Just doing a regular, just 2-round granny, and then be done with it. 1, 2, 3. Need one more set. I haven't worked on this so long. It's like fuzzies are flying everywhere because this yarn's been sitting for like a hot minute. It's like, you would think I would actually be able to be quick at this, because the other thing I was working on is a 3-round granny for another project. 1, 2, 3, 4. Let's see. That sorted. Pull that tail. Not too hard, because I don't want to break my yarn. Because I've done that before. Not on this project, but my Christmas table runner. I went to like do this and I'm like pulling the yarn and I broke it, so I was like, oh well, there's no weaving that in, but that's fine. It's not like it's gonna get completely messed up anyway. If it does, I can fix it. Oh, this is a solid granny. Haha, I almost did normal granny. That's not good. I almost forgot. Let's see. I guess I'm in frame. I raised my monitor up, which will make it easier for me to like look at stuff, but I need to move it forward a little bit because the strength of these glasses. Oh shoot. Alright, before we screw this up, it's only 2 double crochets in the corner. And then 3 across the 3 clusters from the first. See, I haven't worked on this in a while. I almost messed that up. And it's 2 double crochets, chain 2, 2 double crochets in the corner. Not 3. Move this mic back before I keep hitting it. Let me just concentrate on this corner real quick. Okay. Now we can maneuver. Hopefully you guys have been doing well. If Yarn With Me is all you watch, you can now tell that I'm no longer wearing this neck brace. I've been released from its constraints by my doctor this past Friday. I'm so happy. I don't have to deal with that anymore. Still have to deal with waiting another 6 weeks to see my doctor, and then I can go back to work. Because I got another set of x-rays on January 1st. And I'm all like, I just did x-rays. Why do you need more? I did x-rays last Monday. And I'm like, seriously? Why? Just to make sure all the hardware that they stuck in my back's not messing up, not failing, everything. Then that everything looks good. I'm sure I'll be put on work restrictions for like lifting a certain amount of weight. I'm sure of it. Right now I can't handle anything more than 5 pounds, and even then that's a stretch. With my shoulder blades hurting like they are, it's gonna suck. Okay. Get this fastened, not fastened off, but double crochet joined, half double crochet joined, and here is our first block. Whee! One of these days I'll get that other camera set up so I won't have to deal with this. But that's one. Set that over there. Grab my next floppy skein, lavender color, and do that. Do this one. Maybe. That's what happens when you recycle yarn from projects. It gets a little curly, and then you have to fight with it. But haha, I won. Just make sure we don't screw it up, especially on this skein. I got a couple like this too. It's like, well, this project didn't work out, so I'm just going to recycle the yarn. Or I made something and then I later on just don't like it, so I'll take it apart. That's where all of these came from. Oh my goodness. The struggle is real. Alright. Come on. There we go. That's 3. I will not however, take this blanket apart. The way it's constructed, it would just be difficult to do, because when I do the squares, I single crochet them, I think. Yeah, I single crochet them to the blanket, and then I weave in all my ends. And then snip it off. Yeah, I found a piece of paper on my desk when I was sort of cleaning it off, and it was like the math of how many squares it was going to take to make this blanket for my bed, and it's just like, I remember making the list, and I'm like going, oh my goodness, why did I do the math? I should not have mathed. Because it's like ridiculous. I don't even know how many of these blocks I've done, because the blanket's not completely squared up to where the side and the top, there aren't any like floating squares out anywhere. Oops, let's not do that. Fix this. There we go. 1, 2. Oops, I still need one more. So I can't really add those together. I mean, I could, but I don't want to. It would take too long. 2, 4. Okay. Now there's one in the back. Alright. Okay, let's not use the tail, because that would be sadness. Okay. Okay, 1, 2, 3. And we turn. And we solid granny crochet. I was gonna make dinner tonight, but I think I'm gonna wait and save that for tomorrow. Like, actually cook instead of just throwing something in the stove without any like thought to it. But I stayed up far too late last night and then took a nap. And then I didn't want to do anything other than sit here and do this stuff. Just to like move the progress bar over on these projects. Because I've got 9 left to do of my personal projects, except one's for the channel. So in hindsight, I really only have 8. I don't count... I mean, it's in the list, but I don't really count the YouTube ones as my personal projects. I mean, I will use it, but it's just, basically, it's a proof of concept video series. So, yeah. Eventually, I've got 30 more. It's a granny square as well. I've got 30 more blocks to make for that. And then I can start putting them together. And then be done with it, and then get that off my list. Just gotta make sure I'm still in frame. At least I don't have to like angle the camera down too much. I think it's only at a slight angle, so I'm not worried about it. Okay, almost done with this block. Yeah. Okay, block 2 is done. Okay, can we just... Uh-oh. Yarn away. That's the next one anyway, just kind of rolled off the stack here. Let's see, some water, check my time. Oh, I'm about 1/4 of the way through this video. I'm hoping to at least get these 10 excuse me, these 10 done before the end of this. Oh, I have to pause now. Yeah, I gotta figure out what to do. It yarns all over the place. It's like, yeah, these shelves help, but seeing as there's only like 3 shelves on those plastic things, can't really organize it all that well. So I'm trying to figure out what to do next, because I could just basically get something else for the yarn and put these plastic shelves into my utility closet in the kitchen and take down those inconvenient hanging shelves, because it's like, I can't really put anything up there. Let's see, where am I at? One, two, three. Got one more set. Double crochet clusters. Yeah, I can't really do anything of that type until I'm actually back to work. Get my crap organized. I've got like medical bills. I'm not even sure what they're for. I don't have a real date. It's like, it's not like I had everything I had done, other than like some x-rays recently, were all done at the hospital or at my doctor's that's across the street from the hospital, other than the urgent care I went to back in December. Yeah, December, when I hurt my foot. Come on. So it's like, they don't say the name of the place I was at. I don't know what they're for. And I'm like, I don't understand this. It's not like I can start paying on them anyway. I'm not at work yet. Dang it. I'm not back to work, so you're just going to have to, like, chillax and wait. So I got to figure out, what are these? Where did they come from? Who are they for? What date were they from? Because it's like, if I'm not paying you, if you're not a real bill and you're just somebody trying to scam me. So I don't know. It's just one thing I'm going to have to flip and deal with at some point. Oh my goodness. And we pause again. Anywho. Let's see. Make sure I remember where I'm at. Okay. Let's go across these three. Okay. Making sure I wasn't at the end yet. I couldn't remember. I find it easier to do these squares first than, say, do one square and then add it. Or the last time I worked on this, it's kind of staggered. It's not squared up yet. But I was like, I would take one skein of yarn and I'd put one somewhere and then look further up. It's like, okay, this color is nowhere near where this part is, so I'd put it there and then look again, see if I can like use the same color in a couple of spots. But I'm just like, I'm over it. I just want to make blocks with the yarn, and then I will attach them and weave my ends in as I go with that, after I make a block with all the skeins I have in here. And I'll add more colors to it once I get that project completed. I can use that yarn. Can't while I'm in the middle of it, because I've got a couple of cakes of each of those colors over there, so I don't know how much I'm gonna need. So that's why I was like, well, okay, I'm not gonna use this for this right now until this is done. So yeah, get in dust stitch. And sure I didn't screw up anywhere. Alright. Last 2 stitches and then a join. I don't know what they keep doing upstairs because it's just they're just dragging stuff, and it's like earlier it sounded like they were scraping something, and I'm like, what are you doing? It's annoying. Okay, that's 3. Please don't fall over. Alright. Number 4, this blue color that you can't really tell. It's like a teal color, but it looks a different blue on screen. Can I just grab this end of the yarn, please? My fingers would work with me here. I could actually do this. Do. Okay. And I'm just working on it. Yeah, the more floppier these cakes get, the harder it is to get the yarn out of it. They keep their structure for a while, but once you start using it and it starts getting down there, they kind of like sink. I mean, I could set it upright, but then I'd be pulling the yarn up like that. So I'd rather have them facing me with the yarn coming out than setting it upright. It just works a lot easier. Now, a smarter person would have them in a container on the floor, but then I'd have to lean down, pick up the next color, and it's like, not with my back the way it is right now. I wouldn't even do that anyway, even if my back didn't hurt. So I'd rather have it in front of me, that way I can see what I'm doing and use what I can see. Okay, 2, 3, 2, yeah. I do want to get like 5 of these done before I take my break, and then do the other 5. 1, 2, 3, 4. All right. Which one is it pulling? There we go. If I can get to the top of that stacked single, make sure there's no screw ups. There we go. These don't take that long to make. It's just the size of the blanket that I'm making. It's just gonna feel like it's taking forever. I still haven't checked it against, did I get all the way across the width? I don't think I have yet, so I can't check it until I get a little more squares on the blanket. I might just, when I do that, attach these to like that bottom floppy strip and then work my way up that way instead of being all over the place. Because, you know, if you got a project like that and you get bored, you kind of just jump around And I was like, I don't want to do that, jumping around stuff, because then it's just like, it gets a little like annoying. It bothers me. So I'm just like, I'm just going to like start at the bottom and square up what I have and then go on from there. Because I don't believe I made like the row all the way up the length of it. I don't know. I haven't looked at it in a hot minute. So I'm just trying to get that sorted. I just want to get the width done, and then I can start just working on the height. I'm going to try to work it like you do a corner to corner blanket. Something like that. Okay, that's block 4. I'm going to maneuver some of this yarn this direction so I can place another stack. There we go. Now this slimy green color, that's our time. 27. Yeah, I'll make this block, and then I'll take a break. And then come back and we'll finish the last 5 of these over here. I don't honestly know how many colors I have in my little basket over here. I didn't want to put them in another bag because then they would get tangled. And that would be no good. I think what I'm going to do after this session is over is I'll make one of those blocks, and then I'll make one of these blocks that's left in my basket. And then once I get all those finished, then I shall drag the blanket over and start attaching them where they make sense. I don't want the same color close to another one of the same color. I'm trying to avoid that. Oops. Oh, good grief. Let's try that again. My tail is a little too short. And I don't need to lose my tail in my stitching because I kind of need it to pull the double magic circle together. 2, 3, okay, I'm on the 4th cluster. Okay, there we go. Alright, which one is doing it? Okay. And I pull the tail, and we join with a half double crochet. Check it, turn to work. It will be a very colorful blanket once I get it done. working towards that break. Almost there. One more corner, one more side. And then we're done. And we made 5 of these. I have 5 more floppy cakes yarn sitting on my desk. Okay. And with that, I'm going to set this one aside. I'm going to go take a break, and I will see you back in about 1 second. Okay, so on my break, I investigated my blanket. It was just right over there on my couch. And I did get all the way across the bottom, and I think I did 4 rows across the bottom. So it's in various stages where there's like a little section here, then there's like a tall section, and then another little section, and whatever. So I'm just going to until I get it squared up, I'm just going to place these where they should go. Hopefully nowhere near any color that's just exactly like them. I do not want them touching. I don't want them anywhere near them. But when I was looking at it, I saw one. I was like, ugh, I should have put that block somewhere else. But you know what? It's too far in, too late to change it. I'm not going to worry about it. I think it might have been a case of I was sleepy and not paying attention. But, yeah, so I got 5 more of these to go, and we're going to do all 5 of them. And looking at my my math paper here on that blanket, it's 38 squares across by 42 squares tall. Total amount, if you want to do the math, I'll give you a second. 1,596 squares. So it's almost 1,600 squares. Now, had I been the crazy person and just did 1 round, it would probably take way more than that. But if I were to do something like that, it would be like for a throw blanket or something. One of these days when I get a real couch, throw that over. See, it was even hard to throw that over. Everything is so stiff. Anywho, our next color is this darkish green color that I wish I could figure out what this is, what color this is, because I would totally love to have a sweater out of this color. But all my searching with Google Lens turned up nothing close to it. So it's like a darkish green something. Oh my goodness. Can I please just have my double magic circle? No, don't you dare. Get back over there. There we go. Now I can commence. I haven't been able to find it. Daughter wants to take me to this yarn store. I forget, it's not in town, it's out of town, but it's like alpaca yarn from their alpaca farm. They raise their own alpacas and then they shear them and then they make yarn out of that. It's all self-contained. She's like, oh, I've been there. It's like the yarn is so soft. I'm like, I know. I've got some part alpaca and part something else I forget just sitting over there. I got 2 small skeins of it. I don't know what to do with it. It's only 2. It's like, I think they're 100 yards. I don't know if I can make a hat out of that. Because I know it's like, it's hand wash, lay flat to dry, and do not dry in the sun. And I'm like, I've never seen instructions like that before. I find it weird. But I don't know what brand it is. It's just some off weird thing. I don't believe there's a company name on the label. So I don't know what it is. Pull that in. It's 2. Yeah, maybe one of these days I'll pull it out and figure out what I can do with it. Make something nice. It's so soft too. I got plenty of hats. I don't need any more hats. I got plenty of scarves too, so I have no idea what to do with it. Make sure I'm not missing all 3 of those threads. 1, 2, 3, 4. And where is it? Pull it. Which one's pulling? That one. Okay, make sure that's in the back. Don't need to have my center tail being in the way. Don't need it on the front either. Okay. So I started work on my short film that I'm doing in Blender, which when I was like getting ready to start on it, like I think it was like last week or the week before, and I'm looking at the script, and I kid you not, it was 2 days away from being 2 years since I typed it. And it's not even done. It's like maybe like 1 or 2 paragraphs and that's it. I didn't even finish it. So it's been like 2 years since I touched it. I'm like, what is going on? And then I'm a member of the Corridor Creates website. So it was like they had a live stream last week. And I'm like, I've got this short film I've been trying to do in Blender for 2 years and I can't get motivated to work on it. So they spent a good 5 to 10 minutes giving me suggestions on what to do in the meantime to maybe like spark that creativity again. So I appreciate those guys a lot. It's like, so I started on my character, which I have not done because I can model objects all day long, but if you tell me to like, yeah, make a character, I hear crickets and the circus theme goes through my head and my eyes glaze over because I completely suck at making characters. So far, right now, I have a body. Haven't done anything with the face. I'm still trying to figure out what I want to do for that. I don't know if I want to make eye holes because I have tried to do that in the past and it just didn't work out right. So it's like, okay, do I just add little blobs for eyes and just use shape keys to blink blink and do whatever? I don't know. I have no idea. I'm going to have to do some research. Because the less modeling I have to do, the better off I am. Yeah, I can make objects. I can do objects. As long as I got a base mesh, I can make clothes. But I'm not going to use the cloth modifier for any of that. Because, no. It's just a little animated short. That's all it is. That's all it's going to be. Somewhere around 10 minutes, if that. It's just everything. And it's like what Ren said. It's like, yeah, everything is a VFX shot. I'm like, yeah, because I have to model everything. And then animate everything. And then do all the post-processing. And then put it all together. Because I want to do film festivals, but I need to figure out which ones I want to do, when they are. I need to get this like going and like done. I gotta block out time for that because there's only one human character. Well, what you would consider a human character in this thing. Everything else are just objects. So if I can get the character out of the way first, that would be awesome. because that, and then getting the armature and making sure it's working properly takes the longest. Just set that there, grab the next one. Another one of these curly yarn things. Can't really see it. Need something to drink. Yeah, give me my fingers. After this, I'm gonna make dinner, even though it's like after 8 o'clock. Just didn't feel like making dinner earlier. Had a hot pocket late in the afternoon, so I was like, I'm not hungry. I don't want to do anything right now. But I'm trying to think of which one of those I want to do. So I was like, I want to make this. I've got this stuff. I have the stuff to make this, so I'm gonna make this tonight, and then that tomorrow, and whatever else during the week. Because I bought all those groceries for meal prepping that just didn't work out, because before my surgery I would get tired really quickly and I couldn't stand for very long, so it made it extremely difficult for me to like be in the kitchen. Now I can do it now because I've had the surgery. I don't have the issues I was having before. I don't need my walker to stand in the kitchen and cook like I did before my surgery, and like for a couple of weeks afterwards. I only got brave enough to start walking around maybe 3 weeks ago or so, and just walking around in here. I'm going to start trying to be outside, walk to my mailbox, because that's a ways away, get myself some endurance built back up in myself, get my legs stronger, because for like, let's see, January, 3.5 months or whatnot, I was using a walker. So I need to start walking and doing some exercises, trying to get so I can stretch my neck and my shoulders out so I can get myself ready to go back to work. Because that's the ultimate goal. Haven't been to work since January. It's almost been 5 months. Actually, it's been 5 months since I've been to work, because I got sick, and then the day before I was supposed to go back to work, I fell, and then everything just degraded from there. So I'll get back to work soon. I'm not sure what I'll be doing there. I have no idea. I don't know if I'm going to have the same work, but then again, I don't know if I'm going to be on any kind of work restrictions at all. Probably lifting restrictions. Unless my shoulders decide, hey, we don't hurt anymore. Let's see, how many to do? 3. All right. Now make sure how many of those double crochets I did. Got to the end and I counted 2, and I'm like, that can't be right. It wasn't. I did 3. None of these floppy skeins are in danger of being added to my scrap ball yet. It'll be a while before that happens. Can we not slide off my desk? Thank you. 2, 3. Still have, I think, 6 or 7 full skeins of that crappy cotton yarn left after I finished all my towels. And I got a partial skein that I used at the end of the last towel I made. So I'm going to make those twisty hair towels, or at least figure something out for that, because the one I have is the length is not long enough. I have long hair. It's down, when I take my hair tie out, it's down to my butt. So I need something that can contain all of this. So I need to get that figured out, but I need to get all this other stuff done first before I even remotely think about adding a new project to my list. Now if I could just sit here and just work on one thing, I could probably get it done. This one, however, would take forever to finish. That's why I only work on it ever so often. Let's see, make sure I'm going in the right stitch. Couldn't see it. Dark yarn, kind of hard to see. Okay, almost done with this one. If I can get it through the stitch. There we go. That one's done. There you slide the last bit of yarn I have over here. I have 3 more. What's my time? 13 minutes. Maybe we'll go over a little bit over an hour. That's fine. I don't mind. I'm the one that has to edit it. It's not going to take that long either. I just have to figure out where all the pauses are so I can crossfade. All of them were, I think, at the first 30 minutes. Barring any interruptions during this last half. Where's that end? One, 3. One more cluster left. If I can chain 2, that would be nice. Here we go. There we go. Now I may join this round. Perhaps. Uh-oh. No, it's not split. It's not split the yarn, please. Here we go. Okay. Yeah, imagine making a blanket out of just these squares. How big are these? I think they might be 1 inch by 1 inch. Oh, wait, nope. They're about 1.5. Yeah, 1.5 by 1.5. Okay, turn it. Make sure I have it turned to the correct side here. I had some math. I wrote down the length and the width of the bed and the overhang that I want for my blanket. Wrote it on that piece of paper too, and then I made a square and then measured it and then figured it out from there. I'm wondering. I just want to look. Maybe 4 of those would fit one of these. So, and I know we're on a tangent here. Where's my calculator? So 1596 times 4. You don't want to know that number. Or do you? Alright, I'm going to tell you anyway. 1596 times 4 is 6,384 squares. I'm good. That's too much. It's like, and I know, and I've said this before, there's this person that does the micro crochet, but she's making a full-size blanket with those tiny, tiny squares made from sewing thread. I was like, oh, you've got better use for my time. That stuff is for like doing doll houses or miniatures and things. I can't imagine sitting there trying to like make an entire human-sized blanket out of like sewing thread. That's, to me, that's crazy. If I were to try to even attempt that, I would need a magnifying glass that I can sit and hold this under it so I can see what I'm doing. Oops, split my yarn. Awesome. Love it when that happens. Now I got involved and stopped talking for a minute here. I'm almost done with this block. Okay, this one's done. 2 more to go. This one's really a mess. Look at it. It's crazy. You're going to want to fall off my desk, aren't you? All right. And our time is at 53. That's good. That's fine. That's what it says on OBS. May or may not be the time that is on the play area on YouTube. Not when I edit the beginning and then cut out the pause bits. Or it may, I don't know. Meh. No. Nah. Try that again. Hate it when my block gets a little squirrely. Because then I have to restart the stitch over a good 99% of the time. Okay, that's 3. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4. End. Leave me alone, email or text or whatever you are. Dang it, can I just have the yarn part I need? Seriously, here we go. It was wanting to be fussy. Okay, double check it. It's good. Some LinkedIn crap. Congratulate such and such on blah blah blah. No. Trying to keep that from falling off my desk. I don't want to have to go chasing yarn. It's not the same color as that other one. No, it's a little lighter purple. There we go. Okay. This one's done. And last one, orange. Or as my kids would call it, orange. Oh, I need a second. I gotta pause for a minute. Okay, so I wrenched my back a little bit, so I was like, oh, I better stretch for a minute. I also took that opportunity to count how many cakes and skeins of yarn I have left in my basket, and it's 11. So I have currently 21 different colors that I'm working with right now. That last purple one is probably the most in danger of running out of really quickly than the other ones. This is our last one we've got. We're gonna go over an hour. It is what it is. It's what I do. It's like try to do 20 to 30 minutes for the short-ish videos, if they take that long or whatnot, and then Yarn With Me is like the long form video on the site. I'm looking forward to when I can actually get into that spare room and deal with it, so I can set up a table, get like some kind of setup for my DSLR to do overhead videos, so I don't have to be at my desk or make it a giant production to be over at my desk. Because that's, it was such a, especially in the last apartment, that was such a pain to get set up to do that. I had to maneuver the camera over onto a mic stand that is slightly broken, and I need to figure out how the bleep I'm going to fix it. If I had a 3D printer, I would do that, but I don't have space for one right now. I'm looking at the Bamboo Labs A1 printer that does 4 different colors. It's basically an entry-level one, but that unit costs like $400. And, well, it doesn't come with the, oh, I don't even remember what they call it. The plastic, whatever, spools. It doesn't come with those. No, you have to buy those separate, and that's over $50 for those 4 colors all in one. And it's like you're looking at, I don't know how much shipping would be. You're looking at like at least 500-ish just for a small little printer unit. I wouldn't need anything that bigger than that anyway. I'm not a cosplayer or any of that. I just would like one just to make, like, I don't know, little things for myself. That's what I would want. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4. Final round. Fight! I don't remember if that was Mortal Kombat or Street Fighter that said that, but that just popped into my head, so I'm like, alright, let's just go with it. Gen X right here. Not that put too much stock into labeling generations or whatnot, but I'm not going to argue with it. Dang it. Go through the loop, please. Stop splitting the yarn. Trying to figure out what I'm going to make for dinner. I don't want to do the giant production of cooking, so I might just, oh, you know what? I've got hot dogs. Those are simple and easy. I'll just make those. Nuke them in the microwave, slap them on the buns with whatever, and be done with it. Quick and easy, seeing as it's like, what time is it? No, it's after 9 now. I'm going to try to get my butt to bed by midnight and then set my alarm. Well, no, Monday. Mondays, I'm not going to set my alarm for Mondays. I need to get back into a work routine. I would set my alarm for like 6:30, but I would wake up anywhere before 6 or in between 6 and 6:30. On rare occasions, I slept to my alarm, which that didn't happen very often. Yeah. So I need to start getting back into a routine after 4 months of not being able to do anything. Because I need to get all these chores done, and I really don't want to be doing anything when the sun goes down except sitting on my butt and doing this. And we are on the last join for this block. Woohoo! Here we are. We got 10 done. Yay! And we only went over by 5 minutes. Woo! Then again, we talked and did all sorts of things. Oh, I can't tell if I'm blurry, I'm blurry. Anyway, let me know what you worked on during this session, and I shall see you in the next video. Bye-bye for now.